Hey legends, Miles here. I just watched Ghostbusters for the first time. Have you seen it? It's pretty good, eh? It's about these three blokes in New York and they catch ghosts because New York's been overrun by ghosts and they're really like menacing and like shouting at old ladies in libraries and eating food off like room service tables that are like for like not even for the rooms that they're staying in, they're for like other people's rooms. And everyone in New York's like really unhappy about it and they're like, fuck, we got to do something about all these ghosts, but no one knows what to do. And so these three blokes named Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and the third one doesn't have a name. He just wears glasses, the one with glasses. And they're like, yeah, man, we should catch these ghosts. We need to figure out how to catch these ghosts. And we'll be rich and famous and we'll make millions. So first they try to catch the ghosts, but they can't because they don't have like the right technology. But then they think, what if we did a bit of science and then we could get the right technology to catch them? So they do some science and then sure enough, they fix their ghost catching weapons and they are able to catch the ghosts. So that's great. And now they're like so in demand, they're famous, they're making loads of money, and they're just going around New York just like catching all the ghosts and like signing autographs and like they're on television and stuff like that. But then the government comes along and the government's like, oh, we're not so sure you even are catching the ghosts. We think actually you're making us think that there's ghosts that aren't even there, and then you're taking our money, you bastards. And the government's like, we won't stand for that. We hate people taking our money, especially when there's not even really ghosts. So what they do is they shut down the Ghostbusters organization. But the thing is, there really were ghosts. So when they shut down the organization, which is in a fire station, by the way, I forgot to mention they're in a fire station. Dan Aykroyd bought a fire station. He must have had loads of money already, which makes you wonder why he needed all the money from catching the ghost. But anyway, he's got even more money now. He's probably bought like 4 fire stations. But so they shut down the fire station where they put all the ghosts that they catch, and then all the fucking ghosts go back into the sky and into New York. And the Ghostbusters are like, oh, we're screwed, man, but we're not allowed to do it anymore because of the government. But then in the meantime, these two other like mad crazy ghosts, even scarier than the ones that were eating the room service food, they come along and they're like, oh, we're ghosts. Where's Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis? We need to find them. And so then they go and they go off. One goes and finds Sigourney Weaver. And she's like just sitting in her apartment, like with her hair looking really curly and nice. And she's just got a nice little flat. And then Rick Moranis actually lives in the flat down the road, or down the hallway even, not a road, in the same building. And he's just like, he's having a dinner party and he's just hanging out with his mates and like talking about salmon and sort of how much everything costs. And then a ghost comes along. And the ghost like chases Rick Moranis into Central Park, like ignores all of the other guests who are just like, you can take me if you want. They just stay in the apartment, but not Rick Moranis because he's an athlete. So he runs and he runs and runs, but the ghost is like a ghost, so he can run even faster. So he catches Rick Moranis and he like possesses him. And then in the meantime, the other one is in Sigourney Weaver's apartment. And she like, it's kind of, I don't know if it was like a sexy thing. It was a bit weird. I don't know if they were like getting it on, but basically the ghost possessed Sigourney Weaver as well. So now we got these two like super evil ghosts who are like now taking the form of Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis. And then I think they want to find like an even more powerful ghost, and they've got to like open the portal for the even bigger one to get in so he can come like to Earth. I don't know why they need it. I don't know why, if he was so powerful, he couldn't just come on his own, like on a spaceship or however ghosts get around. But in the meantime, so we got those two and they're like scheming, but they look like Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver, so no one even knows that they're ghosts, but they're just like possessed of those two. So then all the other ghosts that have been released, they're like running amok. There's like pandemonium all over New York. Shit's going crazy. And the Ghostbusters, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and the one with the glasses. And then now there's a fourth one as well. I don't even know. He doesn't really do much, and he doesn't have a name either, I don't think. But so they're like, oh god, shit's gone crazy. Is anyone gonna fix this? Like, surely they know now that there actually are ghosts. And eventually the government's like, do you know what, actually, you guys were right. There are ghosts, and we need you to sort this shit out. And they're like, okay, well, we've still got our magic science guns, so we can take care of this. And then there's like this scene where they just fight all the ghosts, and then somehow one of the ghosts turns into like a big marshmallow man. And so the marshmallow man is like walking through the streets of New York, just like crushing shit and like eating people and stuff like that, and like eating himself. And then at the start they'd been like, with our science ghost catching guns, we can't cross them over because like the whole world will blow up and we'll all die. But now, because there's a Marshmallow Man, the rules have changed, and they're like, actually, when it's Marshmallow Man, we can cross the streams over because it's the only way to stop the world from not ending. So it's like, it mixes it up, it turns it back to front. So Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and the other two guys, one with the glasses, the other one doesn't have glasses, they cross all their gun streams and shoot it at the Marshmallow Man, and then he explodes. And there's like Marshmallow Man everywhere, and like people are like, it's gross, and they're eating it still, and like get the fireplace, and they start like roasting the Marshmallow Man. Actually, he's quite tasty. And then that's it. And now because the Marshmallow Man's died, not sure if this bit was explained, but now Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis, they're the guys who were possessing them. They're like, nah, if Marshmallow Man's dead, I don't want any part of this. I'm going to go back in my spaceship and go to another ghost world. So they come back, and Rick Moranis is like, where am I? And Sigourney Weaver is like, kiss me, Bill Murray. And so they like make out, and then they're up like a big building when this all happens, and then they go back down to the street. And I think it's gone from night to day really quickly, but I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe it's just there was a little bit like cut out. Perhaps they had to fill out some like paperwork in the lobby before they were allowed to go outside. But then they go outside and everyone's like, yeah, the Ghostbusters, they're the best, and everyone's like cheering, and they go like, yeah, we did it. And then that's the end of the film. It was pretty good, eh? Have you seen it? I think you should watch it. They're gonna make a sequel too, apparently, so we'll wait for that. Alright, I'm gonna go now. I might watch another film. I'll talk to you guys soon.